This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, very good morning and good evening, everyone. Welcome to DevOps trainings with DevOps trainings along with the Amazon Web Services. So myself is Raghu, and I would be the instructor for this particular training. And so before starting, I think hope we waited almost for 5 minutes to everyone to join, so we can just continue. So before starting, like a small request from my side would be, please, if you have any questions, please do hold your question till ending. So because this is just trying to be a demo part of, so what is just understanding of what we teach and, so how where and how the market is or how market has been evolved. And so are we aligning to the market or not is what we just try to, so look into this particular session. So any questions would be most welcome at the end of the session. So because it will not affect the time of the demo. So for that, so just allow me around 35 to 40 minutes of presentation. And at the end, I'm not okay, basically. You're most welcome for taking the question. So I'm requesting that. So please don't unmute. So because it will cause a lot of echo and noise to everyone. And I think we can get it started. Okay, so myself is Raghu, and I have been um, into IT industry almost like close to 11 years of experience. And on the training wise, I have been teaching almost like 9 years. So these are pretty year back slides. So just showing 8 years, that's okay. But so having close to 9 years of experience in part-time training. So I did as major part-time training only. I mean, it's because I'm full-time employee, and so delivered almost like 40 batches so far, and this is a 41 batch we are actually trying to deliver, and so closing to 90 plus batches on different technologies, which I teach like so majorly into Linux administration and shell scripting and some kind of middleware, so trainings and a couple of Python trainings, and after that I have delivered AWS related training and so tools wise given so some tools like so some so Puppet, Chef, individual trainings, and so so kindly right now just moved into so continuously on DevOps. It's been few years, and so I'm working as a lead consultant in one of the organization, and it's a well-known organization, but I cannot reveal that name. And even I work for my prior experience, so work for a giant organizations like Oracle and JP Morgan in a um, and I could say like cutting-edge technologies, so with more critical environment. Okay, so my prior experience would really help you in giving your knowledge of most of your queries. Okay, I would be hoping to. So to proceed, today's agenda is very simple. Okay, so what is DevOps? Okay, so we just want to understand that. But in order to tell what is DevOps, so I would like to give something on um, now what happened before DevOps, how market was there before DevOps, and finally, so what is a tool we are going to discuss, and it is aligning with the market or not, market needs or not. We're going to discuss or we're going to compare at the ending. Okay, so that is what the whole idea of this particular session. And I'll try to show you like how do we drive our sessions, right? So that way also so you'll get every end-to-end clarity. So just give me 40 minutes almost. I'll try to deliver the sessions, and okay, we'll proceed from there. Okay, so first thing first, so what is DevOps? Everyone would be having a question here. Okay, so so a couple of years back, it is very difficult thing for us to tell. Um, okay, um, 1 minute, 1 second, 1 minute. Yeah. All right. So what is DevOps? And so as I mentioned, so a couple of years back, it was difficult, people to keep in an understanding of telling what is DevOps. But today, I don't think so. Okay. So everyone has a minimal idea on what happened in the industry and why DevOps is evolving and how DevOps has evolved. But still, I would like to try to, I will try to tell you in I would like to tell you in my way of, so by showing the requirement of how it got evolved. Okay, so first thing first, you need to understand the business. Anything. Okay, see, if you are getting a job means in which area.
போன்ல சொல்ல வேண்டியதானே நான் போன்ல சொல்றேன் சொல்லுங்க
Guys, please don't unmute. Paramesh Karthik, please don't unmute. So it will be disturbing to others. So yeah, so first of all, if you're getting a job, first of all, you need to understand where this business is coming from. Okay, you're getting money, right? So that's why you need to understand, how are you getting this particular money? So, and the area which we are actually trying to get the money is, so from an area of SDLC, so which not only we, even the developers and are majorly. Let me rephrase what I'm trying to tell here. So how companies earn the money? So first of all, forget about how we get the money. So company gives us the money, that's okay. But how company get the money? Okay, so first thing. So company makes what typical software company does is forget about consulting. So what typical software company does is they do make the products, right? Product-based companies, they make the product, and after making the product, so they try to sell that particular product, they grab the customers and they start getting the revenue, and that's how we get the money. So that's okay. But in the meantime, so until the product has been sold, okay, the product has to be developed, and that particular area, so and the product life cycle, whatever they make development, so that is called as SDLC. Okay, so SDLC is the area, so where our work or where the developers would be working um, around, so to make the product development. In SDLC, it's basically software development. In the software development, so they use certain tools to develop the product. Okay, so tool is the best practices or methodologies. So they follow certain model. Okay, in order to achieve the outcome. So in order to achieve the outcome, so you should have some practice. Okay, you should have some process, and that process should be given by certain different models, which is like waterfall model or v-shape model, iteration model, okay, spiral model, and even okay, so agile model, so different models are there. So all these models helps the developer to develop the product and make ensure he get the outcome. And I'm just comparing that with so very basic utilities of mechanical utilities, right? So just you need to understand it little bit better. Okay, so why you need to understand this is because for every requirement, so let's say I want to open a screw, so you cannot use every tool there. So you have to choose a tool as per your requirement, and you have to pick that up, right? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't, okay, so it doesn't go well if you use the same tool for every requirement, doesn't suits even, right? So that's where these models are also tools. And earlier there used to be one of the highly used tool is waterfall model to get the better outcome, but waterfall model having some disadvantages over a period of time, and that's where our as per the market standards, today waterfall model is becoming difficult. So that's where different models has been used for different requirements, and now most of the people trying to use agile model. Okay, so that is what they are trying to do. So when you go for waterfall model, you will get certain advantages, and the industry has been using waterfall model from pretty long time, and now we're just following the practices of agile model. Okay, so that's where um, you know so now that's where the developers are actually using these models and making the products. Okay, what are the products they make it, that's okay, but where are we? Why are we coming into picture? We are who? Okay, so we need to understand that as well, right? So there used to be certain teams which used to work with these guys, okay, as a part of development, as a development things. And so this is SDLC with waterfall model. So you'll be very specific with the deliverables. It's very good for planning whatever you have planned. So you'll be delivering that, no change in the scope. Okay, it's really good actually on the development perspective. Okay, and even if you look on the if you look onto the management perspective, so it is a no backstage. So that means if you go back again, you have to redo a lot of things. So that means again rework, which is a lot of effort you need to keep. So and ultimately becomes an expensive solution. Okay, so if you talk about waterfall model, a lot of companies cannot afford waterfall model because they have to invest a lot in the starting, because until the product is ready, they cannot sell the product. Until they sell the product, they cannot get the revenue, and unless until they get the revenue, they cannot feed the developers, right? So but in order to feed the developers, and that in the meantime, it's a lot of investment, right? So that kind of investment, like, small companies cannot afford to make it, and that's where it becomes so expensive solution. Okay, so our expensive tool, and that's where big companies earlier, a decade back, who are there, very big players only were there. All right, a decade back, if you look exactly a decade back, so so small organizations were not that much. Okay, but after that only you started looking, probably 10-12 years back, from there only you started looking startups trend, right? So that's majorly the end of waterfall model. Okay, so but whatever it is, here there are certain teams also who are works along with the development team, to deliver the product. Okay, so to deliver the product, so we have a build and release team. Okay, so those guys take the code what is made by the developer, compile the code, and make the things. And QA is going to no need to specify, they test, they validate the product. And middleware admin. So why middleware is actually coming into picture is, so today business is actually becoming a trend on web applications, right? So that means you are actually attending the session over the web, right? You're not installing any tool, and they might be recommend use a tool to make your life easy, that's all. But you can attend this particular session directly over a web or the web browser. You type the URL, and probably most of you people might be using so web-based UI to see this particular screen, or else a small tool probably, okay, which is hitting the web again in the backend. Okay, so that's how web trend is actually there from almost 1.5 a decade, so our early 2000s. This particular trend was started, web applications, due to internet evolution. And yeah, the business, this is the best business model probably. So every application from then try to made it on web-based application. I never thought, okay, at least certain years back, a Microsoft Office would come on the web UI, right? So that means, earlier I used to see, I've been using Microsoft Office from late 90s. Probably I've been using from Microsoft Office 97. Okay, so Microsoft Office 97 was the first version which I have been using, and that time, so how I used to get this Microsoft Office, I used to go to the website and purchase it, and then they ship the CD, and I used to install it, and then I used to work on that. After that, so after a decade, probably in some time in mid of 2000s, so we have seen a trend that Microsoft is actually, you buy a product, they allow you to download a exe file, or you can download, anyone can download the exe file, but whenever you purchase, you get a serial number, you enter the serial number. It's become, they made a little bit easier, no shipping, no waiting, no I mean, earlier we used to wait for that particular so that CD takes a month to ship into your location. A lot of waiting will be there. It used to be there, but now, I mean, at least 10 years back, that was not the story. So you just download the exe file, you give the serial key, okay, I'm fine. But today, okay, even I think that also, so they made a past couple of years back, I think 2015, 16 sometime, not sure exactly, but we started looking into this presentation. Whatever I'm showing is a web-based presentation. Okay, even if I go back, uh, so here, so if I want to really make something, so I can just go here. You can see this PowerPoint presentation directly runs on the UI. Okay, so there is no need of a tool getting installed in your local machine. But if you install it, probably it makes your life a little bit easier. That's all. Nothing more than that. Nothing really more than that. Okay, and even okay, if you actually use the UI, they provide better design ideas. Designers also they will provide. Okay, even I think you're getting now if you install that also. But still, you need to understand that I never thought, at least a decade back, um, I never thought like so Microsoft would really give uh, Microsoft Office on the web-based application. Yet Google was doing that from pretty day one. Google gives all the products on web browser, right? So that is how So in order to maintain these applications, I'm using this particular Microsoft Office. That's a web application, on the web browser. I'm accessing it. Or you name any application which you're accessing over the web, so is actually hosted back on one server or 1 or 100 servers, doesn't matter based on the requirement. So that particular server is actually serving this particular website. So there is a team actually who maintains that particular application, and that particular team is called as middleware team. A team who maintains the application up and running, so is called as middleware team. Okay, so that's where middleware team also comes into picture, because keeping a trend of market which is web based. So today everything is API world, right? See, back in a decade back, okay, so when you change from one company to another company, let's say your PF, okay, provident fund, whatever you have from one company to another company, so transfer is so difficult actually. Okay, so now how so easy it is, right? So because PF guys are actually offering offering the APIs, and it is even for the companies or the end users, it is so easy to okay, so hit those particular APIs and get the data, and or easily map that particular new employee into their new PF account, kind of thing. Okay, whatever they do, right? So this is what the story. And you take this one, all government examples you can take, at least who are in India. So you can take another government example. So earlier I used to tax a file. So in order to tax file, so what I usually do is so we used to take a so I'm talking about a decade back story. So we used to go to some chartered account and and so get it filed basically, right? So there used to be a lot of consultancy guys. They take a lot of money. Okay, so some percentage, 2-3%, and they used to file your ITR. Okay, but after that, so the income tax has introduced a web interface, and an individual can do that, and they used to go and drop that particular filing over the post office, and the post goes to the IT office, and your posting is done. And even now they made it even much easier. They opened the API. So now there are a lot of vendors, free vendors came into the market. Okay, like who are doing the clear tax or some websites. So they are going to hit some APIs in the backend, because they're offering the APIs who can consumed, and these guys are actually consuming it. And so your filing is being done by clear tax with a very minimal effort. I think 7 to 8 minutes you're done. No need of worry. And the same details can be used in the next year also. Wonderful. Okay, just upload the form 16, your job is done. So made your life easy, right? So yeah, so the web applications, whatever so whatever you have, so today we're running on API world, making your life easy. One of the best example from past few years is Paytm. What not Paytm has? Nothing. It does everything, right? So yeah, so how it is doing, so it is consuming the APIs of, you can book 8 tickets, you can book movie tickets, you can do your electricity bill, you can pay your grocery. Okay, you can pay to any of the online vendor. Everything is happening, right? So good. Okay, I myself personally completely rely on Paytm. Okay, so that's how so the web-based applications are so famous. I mean, are the trend in the market. So you need to understand that. So that's the core business actually I'm talking about. And so in order to maintain those applications, middleware team, and in order to maintain that particular server which is running the middleware, so there is a sysadmin team also involved. and of course any application you do have some database, so database guys, and along with these guys you can put some BI guys. Okay, business analyst, BA, business analyst also you can keep it in this particular area, and even some support people to support the application, so you can keep those guys. All these guys works individually on the operations to deliver the application to the end customer. Okay, so which is fine, it is going, so somehow with the waterfall model it is going in a better way. All right, and after that, so then what you are actually looking into the market now is which is agile methodology. Okay, so with agile, um, so the waterfall model, what is the problem? Most expensive. Why is most expensive? Because you have to you have to invest on the development. But with agile tells in a different way. So waterfall model tells that don't release the product unless until it is really so stable and really completed all the features. But agile will not tell you that. So agile is a daily uh, daily work basically. So you release the product. Okay, so you release the product in okay, in a small pieces. Let's say you want to give 100 features, start with one, go into the market and sell the product and grab the customers. You get the revenue in parallel, development in parallel. Okay, so it's a cycle and a very short cycle, 2 weeks. Most of the people, okay, is going to use 2 weeks, and depends upon the product. So let's say you take Jenkins. So hope everyone would be aware of the Jenkins, right? So by this time you're attending the session means, so download. So this particular guy releases the product. How frequently? If you just click on, let me show you Red Hat related things. So you see this, go back actually. So, or if you just come from the starting, that's fine. So here in the 2019, so major release comes in 3 months. You see this 2.176, 2.176 when it got released 06th month, and 2.164 is the previous version when it should have got released. No, so 2019. 03. So first 01, 02, 03 you'll get a release. 04, 05, 06 you'll get a release. Okay. Then the same way 150 when it would have been released in the 12th month. So that means, so what is their cycle if you try to understand? Their cycle is every 3 months major release. Okay. And every month minor release because you're getting one dot. So you see this dot one, dot two, dot three. Okay, some real critical situations, they might go for a couple of releases also. So you'll find out somewhere in between here. So you see this on some 9. Yeah, you see this. That's also correct only. Somewhere the number mismatch actually. Their cycle mismatches. But whatever it is, if something the business demands, your application is really crappy, they might come with unstandard version number also. But until then, you always get, so these guys at least going to give every 3 months major release, major number 2.176, and every 1 month they are going to release one minor release. So this 8th month you got it. So now we are expecting a newer version in 09 obviously, right? So after 07, 08, 09, and usually if it is 09, so which date you are getting around 12. Okay, if it is 09, get 14. So by mid of September sometime, by the time we enter into our course, okay, we might get a newer version, which is probably we don't know. So what is the next version? If you want to know that also, it is available. Okay, it is available actually on the right side. So 2.193 is expected. So on the right side you'll find out development releases. Whatever they're developing also will give you, but it's a non-standard version. That means non-stable version. But on the left side what you have is a stable version. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, so that's how we are going to proceed with the releases. Okay, so now in agile actually, so how they are frequently making the releases is they are following the agile methodology. If it is waterfall, it would take years to make the release. Okay, Microsoft Windows is the best example. Windows operating system is the best example. If you know back the little bit backstory of Windows, it's all waterfall model. Okay, so because Windows XP, we never used to get any updates. We used to get service packs. So that means they, after years, okay, after a few years they released, after a few years of development, they released XP. And after XP, so what they have after XP, so they have, there is a service pack 1, 2, 3, 4, as far I know. I'm not sure about 5, as far as I remember. So there are 4 service packs actually, which used to come once in a year or some, in between year, a span of time. They used to release a service pack. We need to install that. Okay, so that's okay, but try to understand the release perspective. So even to provide an update, it take months of effort and years of effort. Might be a small thing also. Okay, so that's waterfall. But agile, every day you see update. Your mobile is the best example for your understanding the agile. Every day, aren't you seeing any updates in your mobile? Did you ever wonder why I'm getting these many updates? Okay, because every application is seeing, or every application is using agile methodology in the backend. So small change, the release, small change, the release. So that is how they usually do, and that's where we see a lot of updates, and that's what is happening even in the enterprise market. You will not see the front end. You will not see in the front end. Okay, so that is how even sometimes in a rare situation it happens. At least if you go back few years back, okay, if you try to do some payment gateways, so sometimes not payment gateways, could be some website, sometime it will take a lot of time to load, and you try to refresh once again and it will come up immediately. Did you, if you have such kind of experience, so that is because of in the back end they might be doing some updates kind of thing. Your request was being cached somewhere, and it's not been okay, it's not been taken care, or it went to the server which is currently going on to an update, and due to that you might see certain issues. So probably so over a period of time with the development, so that issues can be addressed, but just try to understand. So that is okay, so that is agile. Okay, in the backend it is agile because they frequently release it. Or you have banks as a best example to tell you about waterfall versus agile. I have been using ICICI Bank almost, I think, 7-8 years. Okay, so, and I've been using HDFC also in parallel, and some city credit cards. Okay, so I never received an email from ICICI stating, I never seen an email from ICICI stating we are taking downtime. But if you are a city customer, you get very frequently, HSBC customer, you'll get very frequently saying, okay, from this time to this time, our systems will be offline. Okay, so we'll be notified 2 to 3 months, so you'll get frequent messages about that particular. So our cards are, so our systems might not work during this time. Usually they take, make it on midnight. Okay, so that's waterfall. So after certain development, so they comes with some updates and they will try to deploy it, in one fine day. So bringing down the complete business. But with ICICI, I never seen that. Okay, so they are using agile, I know that. Okay, because we see small minute features in a very frequent amount of time. Okay, so did you observe or not, I'm not sure. If you are, cross bank customers, you might have, okay, know this. So that's how. Okay, so why Citibank and HSBC are still in that area, these guys are, because they are using still waterfall model in the back end and for application development. So, and ICICI has been, trained it, and they are using agile. Okay, I think 7-8 years back they came up with a new portal. Okay, from there they are agile. Prior to that I didn't observe that much, but at least with my experience I'm trying to tell you. Okay, some applications will ask you if we are in downtime. Some applications are making it online. So today the business is across the globe, and it is 24/7 is what is people are preferring. And so that's where we want to have our applications with 99.99% uptime. Okay, we don't want any downtime. Okay, so that's where agile is actually helping okay, the small scale companies even to come up and so be into the market and get it successful. Okay, that's how the products like Paytm or WhatsApp, you take it, so those are most successful in the market because of agile. Okay, so they're the first into the market. Okay, even the payment, wallet payments, Paytm, as far as I know, there might be someone else earlier, but so Paytm was the best, and so Paytm has more customers, right? And the same way, WhatsApp is the first, so first guy who came into the market saying, okay, hey, I'll send you the text over the I'll send you the text over the data from the mobile to mobile. Okay, so what data is possible because you had some other applications probably. Okay, so like, so that time what you had when WhatsApp came, you have Google Hangout and probably some other applications are there, right? Or Yahoo could be. Okay, so these guys are successful because of Agile, because they are the first into the market and they grab the customers and they are developing product by product, which is fine. Okay, so now the methodology has been transformed from one to one, and so the teams were remain same. The teams which were we were using in the operations perspective started remaining same. Okay, so and started remaining same and started using the same teams, and over months and years people started feeling a problem actually with these operations. Okay, what is the operations and what is the problem? Okay, so the problems are um, using the same operations for agile methodology. The people feeling the problems, and those problems has been identified by Accenture. This is one of the survey screenshot, not exactly screenshot, the data has been collected from Accenture uh, in their presentation, because Accenture is one of the uh, you know um, one of the most or best service provider, which in the terms of consulting, right? So they have a lot of customers, by the way. Okay, so yeah, so they just did some survey with these customers on the market, and they came up with certain point. Okay, so which is saying that more time. So IT operations typically spend more time for testing and development, testing and building rather than the development. Developer is taking less time, and these operations guys are taking more time. So that doesn't make sense. With waterfall model, developer used to take more time, operations used to take less time. And with agile methodology, it has been reversed. Okay, operations is taking more time. Developer make a single line of change, but these operations guys are having a lot of big process, and that process is causing the delay. And even sometimes, okay, so manual efforts also has been seen a lot of issues actually. The people are doing manual issues, or people are doing the things manually, and that's where a lot of issues has been happened. And even the team to team, there are certain there are certain differences as well. Okay, so everyone who is working would have definitely faced this particular issue. Okay, so if you go to a team and say that so I want this in super fast, then they'll say that okay, so we have some SLA, we'll follow the SLA, we'll try to, unless until you have some good coins with those guys, okay, or kind of very good coin. Okay, so usually your request goes processed very slow. Okay, so that is how so because this guy who is about to work actually doesn't know the pain of the guy who is coming actually. Okay, so for an example, let's say so QA guy and the developer, let's say. So let's say the developer coming behind the QA guy, hey, please do it fast, we have a release kind of thing. So this guy will say that okay, so we want to do that, of course, because without QA you cannot release, so you cannot release a good product. And even though he has time, he might not do it properly. Okay, so that is a kind of it's a people general uh, a general nature kind of thing, right? So you have time, okay, we can do it lazily, that's what his intention is, but doesn't know the pain of what the developer is actually facing, because the developer is getting screwed because um, there are so there are some issues on the application which customer is facing the issue. Okay, if yeah, so that's where some seriousness would be missing, and because everyone has different values, right? So these three problems has been, there might be others, but these are the major things which are being identified by Accenture. And okay, so so people are looking for some solution here in this area. People are looking for some solution over a so over a struggle and kind of thing. So back in some 2000 late 2000, we cannot say when date, so people started adapting okay kind of approach which is called as DevOps engineer. So DevOps engineer has been evolved in sometime in late 2000s. late 2000, probably sometime 2008, 7 or something like that. But as far as I remember, so when I worked in Oracle, the team name, DevOps, and the applications which are under DevOps, also named as DevOps, has been named sometime in 2007, late 2007, or you can call it as starting of 2008. Okay, that time they had that particular team. Okay, so there used to be a very big server farm, yeah, in that particular team. So almost like 35,000 servers. This is a number of servers I'm talking about. A story back in 2015, that time. Okay, so that number of servers used to be there every day. They just, so they will, so let's I mean, every day the developer make the products in Oracle have hundreds of products, so just to check it out, a few standards as per Oracle, the developer is making the code or not. So what this server farm does is, so they have some automation in place. They take each and every application which got committed, and they take that application and check that particular application. So first of all, create new servers. Okay, create new virtual machines, deploy the application, publish the reports, and after that destroy the server. So this continuous process, there is around 35,000 servers were there usually, so does the same work actually behind the scene. So it's all complete automated. Okay, so 35,000 servers, if I how many engineers I can keep it to run, installations of manually and checking out manually, it's not really so you cannot go with manual efforts. Might be probably people are doing that, okay, so earlier, but if in today's world, if I talk, if we think about that, it will be funny. Okay, so yeah. That environment, so we used to take care at that time, so that kind of approach. Okay, so now what people think about doing on that particular, DevOps kind of thing is, so instead of having all those particular teams, why don't we make them into a single team, like a developer and a middleware guy and sysadmin guy, DBA guy, business analyst, everything form into a single team. Okay, and now everyone is a single team, and developer does his work, and the rest of the work will be done by a single person, which is called as a DevOps guy. He is the DevOps engineer. Might be, so people comes from different backgrounds. So let's say there are some people come from DBA background, so he'll work more onto the DBA aspects or DBA automations and DBA things. And so person like me who's come from middleware and sysadmin background, I'll take more of the work of sysadmin and middleware background. Okay, so that is kind of so way we work, but we both are, that doesn't mean I cannot work on DBA. I'm more okay to go into the DBA as well, and he can come back and so do the sysadmin work as well. So that's what is agile basically, so, and that's what agile tells, so everything can do everything, and that doesn't mean actually I can stop and I cannot do the development also. If I have a knowledge, I can go and do the development also. Okay, so that's all, everyone formed as a single team, but we don't require, don't be worried about that. So but still, okay, if you have something you want to try, agile will not stop you. That is what the single point you need to understand. Okay, apart from that, everything is okay. So here yeah, instead of different teams, we just formed a single team, and we're running the show with the single team. Now what all advantages you're going to get with the single team? No pinpoint, right? If everyone is under single structure, or single what we call that, management structure. Okay, so you are same responsible like other person. If developer coming and saying that, hey QA guy, please do it fast, you cannot escape because both belongs to the same manager, and you cannot tell earlier there used to be two different managers. You tell your different story to the manager, and manager goes and tells something to that development manager. Okay, it's all delays. Okay, but now straightforward. Okay, so you cannot escape now. So that kind of, so culture has been changed and things like that. So DevOps is a kind of is a role basically. It's not any technology. Its roles and responsibilities has been changed. Earlier we used to do only one work, but we have a bigger scope of doing more work now, and that's what we're doing. But we're trying to reduce the lot of numbers, actually numbers in the number of employees or the number of engineers. How? Because we want to use some tools more to achieve this. Okay, so that's what is DevOps according to Amazon Web Services, AWS. So this is the direct statement copied from Amazon, and according to Amazon, DevOps is a combination of cultural philosophies, practices. Cultural philosophy is what you need to as I mentioned. So you need to adopt as much as um, you know, issue kind of things. Okay, technology or issue or whatever it is, you need to change. Okay, so earlier, so you learn, so I have seen, people, even I have even a couple of uh, you know I mean, few colleagues who worked 10 years back, and still they are in the same technology. Okay, so that's their philosophy. Okay, so learn some technology, so just run the show with that, and they never bother about that kind of thing. But today, if you go in that, most of you over here, I can say 70-80% of the people who came here because of so because of being working on certain technology and see that there is no market in that particular technology. And the problem, okay, what happened with you is very simple. You haven't looked into the business. I know you haven't looked into the market. See, it's an individual. See, let's say I'll give you a simple example. Okay, so let's say I want to um, mm, let's say I'll give you, I have one reason. Okay, I'll give you one example, which is government hospital versus private hospital. Okay, so if you go to the government hospital, you know how the treatment is. You go to the treatment of, not to the patient, basically. Okay, treatment everywhere. That means like receiving, responding kind of treatment. Okay, and you go to the private hospital, how you see the difference. And you go to the private hospital, and you will definitely think that if you have hospital experience, you'll definitely understand this. And you go to the government hospital, you think that, okay, why government hospitals doesn't do the how private hospitals are doing. Okay, so you'll definitely get such kind of thing, right? So I mean, just try to, I might be giving a wrong example, so just giving you another example, like let's say I more use Amazon versus Flipkart. Okay, let's talk about technical way. So Amazon uses Flipkart. Whenever I use Flipkart UI, I never like it. Okay, so some problem, you always look for information, so somewhere, but if you go for Amazon, it clearly cuts the information in the one first page itself. If you open the product, that complete description, they'll try to put it on the very first screen itself. You don't need to scroll down. If you need more description about the product, basically, or the comparison, you come down. Apart from that, everything comes on the single web page. But Flipkart is always mess up. You will not get the things, or it's the UI UX, user experience, is not good with UX is also a separate job, basically. Okay, UX is not that good with Flipkart versus Amazon. That is my personal experience. Okay, or let's say even the customer experience. You take the customer experience. Whenever you take any product and go to the Amazon and say that, hey, I don't want this product, please refund or return or refund. So then Amazon will not, no questions asked. Okay, they might ask you for survey, what is the reason for return, that's all. But they will never bother saying that, no, we will not do that. After certain days only, whatever the days is given, that time only they will give you. But Flipkart, you try to refund, you will definitely get a question. Okay, so that why you're refunding, and even they have to validate your reason. Okay, immediately you'll not get it. They have to validate your reason. Sometimes your reasons will get rejected also. Okay, so and they'll say some story, actually, so we use we give the policy to the vendor. So some vendor, you never know that. See, in Amazon, every vendor has to align to Amazon policy, but in Flipkart, every vendor can have their own policies. That's a simple difference. So if you go to Amazon and say that I want to refund, and vendor has to align to you, vendor has to align Amazon, and they'll refund you. But if you go to Flipkart and you thought that, so you want to buy the product, and you try to refund, and the vendor says that, so I will not refund you. You would have read this particular EULA, end user license agreement, at the time of buying it. Okay, because I mean, I'm coming as a layman. How can I read all these? Okay, don't know. So that's a experience kind of thing, right? You compare. Now we always feel bad. Okay, why this Flipkart is not doing how Amazon is doing? Okay, so okay, so probably as per the market need, okay, these guys are not coming up. That's why Flipkart is going down, Amazon is coming up, as per the market need. Market need is people want to try it out and give it, as if they don't want it. And the same guys, like, coming back to the point, actually I diverted a lot. So coming back to so most of the people over here on this particular course, because you know some technology, are working on some technology, and you are into this because at least you had a feeling, not because. Basically, you had a feeling at certain point of time that you are outdated. You have a feeling of that you are outdated, and you want to adapt this particular new technology. But this is not new technology. It's a decade back technology. This is this role is a decade back role, but you haven't looked around. You haven't looked the market where it is going. Okay, so that is what the mistake you have done. One mistake that everyone does is go to the office, come back, enjoy, go back to the office, come back, enjoy. That's all. They never bother about what market is actually looking from, what is tomorrow about my role, what actually market is looking from me, if I want to move out or if I want to upgrade my skill set, what I need to upgrade. Okay, that most of the people lacks. I seen most of the people, at least my personal experience around my colleagues itself. So even if you try to push them also, they will say that let it be. Okay, so that kind of answers you'll be, but at certain point of time it's a threat actually, and you are in a very that vulnerable situation. Most of us are in that vulnerable situation, and even the market actually over a few period of years, at least I can say 2-3 years, market recruitment has been changed a lot. Actually, they are looking for more skilled people rather than the experienced people. Okay, seriously. Okay, so so at 5 years of experience, whatever I'm earning, okay, so whatever I was earning, okay, so people with 2 years experience only, now they are earning in DevOps area or any area basically. Okay, you might have seen this also. The new recruit or new freshers comes into the market, into the company, which is salary more than you. Okay, so sometimes it happens even, right? So that is how. Okay, so the things, because they are more skilled people than you. Okay, that is, update your skill is what is missing. And that's kind of a philosophy basically. So a lot of things are there, and it's all combination of cultural philosophies, practices, best practices. We'll talk about couple of practices basically. We approach for GitOps. Okay, so majorly we talk about dev centric. Okay, these kind of philosophies are there. We'll talk about those particular philosophies of DevOps, are basically philosophies, practices of DevOps in the real time. So during our sessions, and as well as we're going to talk about something called as tools, right? So DevOps is a combination of cultural philosophies, practices, and tools. Tools is important. So here everything is tool. Okay, that increases an organization ability to deliver the applications and services at high velocity. Okay, so these are the things you need to change to deliver your applications at high velocity. Okay, and that's what Amazon does, Netflix does. Okay, so every second they have a releases. Every second they have a releases. And if you ever seen Netflix UI, okay, so Netflix, if you've seen, uh, how many services do you think? 20, 30? Okay, Netflix services. If I take you to the images, so how many services do you think Netflix has? Initially when I thought probably 20, 30. Okay, so but after started little using it, okay, there might be a little bit more. And after that, okay, so actually looking into their some of the presentations, uh, this is Netflix. Every single dot actually you're seeing, try to see there some dark dot, a dark blue dot. That's a service. How many services are there? So many services, right? So this is Netflix platform. And this is the live presentation from Netflix actually. Netflix gives a lot of presentation over YouTube. If you follow that, you'll get a lot of technology knowledge. Seriously, you'll get a lot of technology knowledge. And Amazon is what you see this. Every dot you see over there is an Amazon service for Amazon.com website. And there is a lines actually which is connecting between services to services. If all the services on the platform, if you just try to visualize, this is how the diagrams are coming up. Okay, so we'll also try to see our application, so visualization um, in our session in Kubernetes. Actually, I'll try to show that. So if not, if I miss also, please okay, remind me. I can show you that. So this is some Twitter is okay. Okay, so something reasonable, okay, rather than comparing with Netflix. Okay, so that is how you have so many services. Okay, but if you want to release them with higher velocity, so you need tools and the best practices and even some changes in your culture and philosophy as well. Okay, so that is what is DevOps. Okay, so DevOps is a simple role. You don't need to have anything special there. Simple role doing the smooth operations of releasing your application. You have to release your application in a very smooth manner. So that means no hurdles, no manual efforts, everything has to happen automatically. And in order to do that, you have to do automation. So automation is the key factor to make the smooth operations. And in order to achieve this, okay, so it has to be done right from the infrastructure. So infrastructure also you have to keep in mind, and which should align to your automation and smooth operations. And that particular so smooth operations on infrastructure will be provided by cloud. Okay, so that is where cloud becomes an inevitable, unavoidable component in DevOps now. Okay, so when I started DevOps course, I usually told that, so without cloud is also DevOps is fine. But today, if I cannot say that, okay, because it's become a major mandatory component, and so everyone is using cloud. Some or other cloud they're using, they're consuming. Okay, so that is where okay, cloud and DevOps, and even we are actually trying to go for cloud and DevOps course. Is it really cloud required for the is it really cloud required for the market requirements? Let's go for Naukri.com. Naukri.com is an Indian website. Basically, you have where you can keep your designation and you can search it. So what people are expecting, okay, so I'll just, instead of relevance, I will sort it out by date, latest jobs. So hiring DevOps lead. So some technologies here. So CI/CD and AWS. They're asking for Amazon Web Services. Okay, it's AWS security plus AWS. Both they're asking. Okay, so that means cloud is they are expecting. And here this guy is expecting what? So they might have not mentioned here, but they have. We just go into the job description. So they haven't given much, probably. So you can just see here Jenkins 2.0, PCF, Splunk, so Chefx, Jenkins pipeline. This is more of a DevOps work. They don't require the cloud part. Okay, so they might be using some internal cloud or internal projects or whatever it is. They might be. I'm not sure. So next one is this guy is expecting AWS. AWS SSM one service, but still AWS. So they are expecting cloud. One more guy. Okay, so this is for trainees. Okay, they want to take trainees as well. That's good. And a senior Azure cloud engineer. So that means you require DevOps tools as well as cloud as well. And you see this, they're asking CI, continuous integration, which is a lot of tools will fall under this particular area. Okay, which is DevOps tools. So senior DevOps engineer in SagarSoft. Okay, so they're expecting Kubernetes CI/CD and okay, Ansible Docker. So they definitely ask. So some cloud is there. Okay, so what actually you have seen 5 to 6 jobs, and so you're seeing 4 jobs are actually so requiring a cloud. Okay, so but most of the clouds you have seen is okay. So one is coming up here as Azure. So you have seen 5 to 6 jobs. So 5 jobs are cloud based, and so which is AWS, and one is Azure. Okay, so right. So that's how I cannot compare exactly number, but yeah, that is how the number in the market statistics is even. Okay, so you are having Amazon cloud in bigger, and if you compare the cloud, okay, the market statistics. So the screenshot I pulled it from 2017-18, which is an year back. But if I look for the current trend, okay, let's look for the current trend. Current trend where I can get. So this usually these surveys will be provided by you will also get the right scale. Right scale, so they provide the reports. So if you look for 2019, or let's say 2018 report, if I take you, so this is what the same report actually I got that particular screenshot, or it might be even that, even a little bit older. So here only you'll try to understand rather than the graph. Actually, this is the summary. 81% response for multi-cloud strategy and 86% response for using of cloud. Okay, more enterprises are prioritizing in 2018. More enterprises top priority. Not given which cloud, they're just giving the numbers so far. And the companies run a majority in the cloud. Okay, most. Yeah, containers. So Azure continues to grow quickly. Azure is also growing. This is 2018 story. Okay, overall Azure adoption is 34 to 35%, and AWS from 57 to 64%. That doesn't mean actually, Amazon. So you have to compare the volume also. Okay, so whenever so on the existing percentage, 57 to 64. Actually, it is coming up. So that means 3 plus 4, 7%. It has increased. It is increased 11%. It increased the 11%. And if you compare the number, okay, so on already, see, Amazon is already 100%. Let's say if you put like, cloud computing as let's say 70% of Amazon, and or 60% of Amazon, some 20% or 30% of Azure, and 10% is some XYZ. Now if you say that, so that 30%, out of 30% it increased 11%, means so 11% is something, some X%, which is in 30%, so some 11% of 30% is some probably some 3%, right? So let's say out of 60%, 7% is even more than that particular 3%. So that's where, okay, see, Azure is growing, no doubt in that, but Amazon is also growing in parallelly in the number. Okay, number wise is always AWS is still bigger. Okay, that's what we need to understand from those particular numbers, really. So, and it's not so easy. So some of the even I didn't actually save that particular website, so I'll try to find it out once again. So some of the recent one it says that, so Amazon is 14 times bigger than Azure. Okay, so 14 times bigger than Azure. So that means if Azure is 100%, so then Amazon is 1400%. Amazon has 100 customers. Sorry, Azure has 100 customers, means Amazon is having 1400 customers there, 140 or 100 plus. Yeah, 100 versus 114, or 100 versus 1400. So that is how you need to, okay, understand that as well. So that's where, learn one cloud. I'm not saying that I'm not degrading any Azure or kind of thing. But if you see what actually we're trying to do is, what is market need more, we're going into that area. So it's always one thing, I always take it personally, my personal approach. In industry there is only two approaches. Okay, either you play a small fish in big ocean, or big fish in small ocean. Simple. Okay, so I always personally like making a small fish in big ocean. Why? Because you have ample amount of opportunities, so you can go, you have more in big ocean, always you have small in small thing, or so big fish in small area, right? So that's where you need to always, I personally apply almost to everywhere, especially into the job. On that particular perspective, think about that. So you go into the area where you have more opportunities, or you go into the area where you have small opportunities, and competition could be more even in that area again, right? So that's where, on that particular perspective, so market still expects more of Amazon. Okay, on that particular line, at least 3-4 years we can still learn Amazon. No need to immediately look into Azure, but you learn this. And again, as I already mentioned, market is actually moving little competition. So once after you get confidence in this Amazon, go into Azure as well. Okay, so that is where okay, so I told this particular point. Okay, so cloud wise, AWS is bigger, no doubt, no doubt. Let's look for numbers, something. So this is containers. Yeah, AWS, you see this. Okay, so this is 2018 growth. Actually, they came from 34 to 45%. This is 2017 versus 2018, and this the same numbers whatever you have seen, 11% and 7%. Still, These guys are more on the increasing number. Okay, so that is what you have. And in the same way, how about 2019 report? So cloud report says that there is a 2019 report actually came up. There might be this is the 2019 report also came up. Let's look for numbers. Let's not decide anything on our own. Okay, let's look into the market status. These guys are giving the market. So you see this. So now 2018 64%, 2019 61%. So that means they lost some customers. And whereas this also has been grown only 7% Azure. Okay, so that's how so the trends are telling. So that means Amazon is going down, started cutting down. Okay, so but Azure actually okay, they are, I'm not sure whether they're putting only the public cloud. Azure offers public as well as private cloud. Okay, two things. And so if it is public cloud, then that's good. Okay, probably in very soon, I'm thinking like 3-4 years, probably in 2 years of span of time, so they might come in equal. So we need to think about teaching both as well. Okay, so or learn both as well at the same time. So because both are expected in the market, and hybrid cloud technology, hybrid cloud is what people are looking for more. Okay, some services are really good in Amazon, some services are really good in Azure. We want to use both the things, kind of thing approach is also happening in the market, in the trend. Okay, but whatever it is, as of now, Amazon, and this course is actually strictly going with Amazon. So I have a plan of putting Azure as well, one batch Amazon, one batch Azure, but it takes time. Okay, so along with the market trend in the market, no doubt that DevOps is one of the highly paid profile. Okay, so DevOps salaries are highly paid jobs in USA. I'll just put USA because it just but this is 2018 story. That's okay. So if you look for 2018 story or whatever it is, I think they are actually including everyone. So that means they are putting all industries. I'm looking for software industry. They're putting pharmacy, physician, all these things as well. Highly paid software jobs in USA. I'm not telling anything from my own. Okay, I'm telling everything in market only, market numbers. Okay, so that's what I tell everyone. Okay, even though you take my course, I'm telling something. So always go back and cross verify whether I'm telling correct or not, so that you will understand what is truth. Okay, so information security engineer, and at least in the ninth place you have DevOps engineer, but then who is the first place? Software engineering manager, which is highly paid job, data warehouse architect, software development manager, and infrastructure architect, and application architect. All are architects, that means senior people. Software architect, all these are okay. Technical program manager, okay, and enterprise architects. All architects are getting high, and DevOps is also so all are coming, getting paid. Even $137, 137 grand is too much. It's a very good high pay. It's almost like 10,000 per month, or even some extra, and that's too much. Okay, so good money. All right, so that's where market trends are also good for DevOps. So still it is growing more, and even I think what is this company? Uh, $1 billion DevOps. So there is one article actually which came from Forbes. Yeah, Forbes website is there, right? So one of the best information. I mean, this provider. Yeah. So these guys is telling you that why there is DevOps dollars, why there is a big money in fast software development. Okay, read this as well. So why DevOps actually, so getting more and more money in the market. Okay, so try to read this as well. But you don't need to worry about that. DevOps even in India is actually one of the highly paid profile in the market. Okay, at least I personally know that. Okay, because I'm earning it, right? So I'm almost like 2 times the market number. Okay, I can say if you compare with any number. Okay, of any other technology. Okay, so and finally, before conclusion, what are the tools we're going to talk about? So we talk about starting with Linux and shell scripting. It's not like tool by tool basically. So sometimes it's tool by tool, but it all mixed. And however we use in project, the same way we'll go with project based approach. So this completely is project based approach. But initially we'll be starting with Linux because unless until you have some Linux knowledge, um, so we cannot start this particular course. So that's where some people comes from cross background need some knowledge on Linux. So that's where we talk about Linux. And next thing is, so we talk about project and starts doing automation with the basic scripting, which is shell scripting. Okay, now after that we'll talk about configuration management, Ansible, and we talk about GitLab, not GitHub actually, that one GitLab, and we use Bamboo also. Sorry, we use Bitbucket also out there. Okay, so we talk about GitOps related approach out there. Jenkins, so Jenkins majorly we are going to talk about, and some CI tools. So SonarCube, Selenium, Nexus, Gradle, Maven. So those tools. Even some tools, more tools comes into picture. The Jira. Okay, so we consume a lot of tools out there. Okay, even I'm planning include one security tool also. This batch at least. So I will. This is little old slide basically. Two things are missing out there, and so we are going to talk about one of the leading things, which is Docker. So Docker we have, and Kubernetes also we're going to talk about, but Kubernetes we're going to talk about in a limited way. So we'll try to uh, if you try to um, we'll try to do the deployment. CI/CD activities is what we take care, but apart from that, we'll not go into the platform related administration. Okay, so Kubernetes, we have a separate course, and I'm actually teaching separate complete end-to-end out there. But here, we'll try to do the CI/CD part, and on that DevOps area only, we'll try to cover. And finally, we are going to cover some monitoring, New Relic monitoring for server monitoring, and ELK for application monitoring. Okay, so that's how okay, so we have these tools, and these tools will be covered not individually on in our local environment. So we are actually trying to learn in a cloud approach. Everything is on cloud. Okay, we don't need anything in our local machine. A minimal machine yours is enough, because you want to learn cloud because cloud is a mandatory component. And then yes, everything is a cloud here. So we talk about network services, VPC subnet, a lot of things are there. So compute, EC2, Elastic Beanstalk, EKS, and so storage services, Dev services, code deploy, code commit, code build, code pipelines, and even all these things will be covered with Terraform. All these things will be covered with Terraform. Let me show you how the course goes. See, I think at least some of you know what is Jenkins, right? So, but what we talk about in in Jenkins is a completely, the next level approach, our real-time approach, basically, I can say. So all the tools, whatever we talk about, will be share the information like this. Okay, we'll write every line came over here is being written in the class. So for an example, if you go for Jenkins, so Jenkins also on the UI, we don't do that anything. So on the UI, manual effort, we don't do on the UI. Okay, so completely we go for everything. Everything is a code. Okay, so you want to do anything, it's all code. So code. Even you want to create a job, that is also code in Jenkins. You know, to go to the UI and create a job, so that is also code. You just come to here. So all those jobs, whatever you have seen there, all these are all the jobs. Every line, you see over here is written in the class, right? So that is how we make approach. You take Ansible, you take Terraform, you'll get bunch of code out there. Okay, so but everything will be written in the code in the class, and you'll understand it. It's not really that difficult. So this is the code for blue-green deployment. This is the code for RAM deployment, whatever it is. So you can just go for here, integrating, here, integrating, Terraform with Ansible, Jenkins, all these things comes into picture. Git repositories, this thing comes into picture. So we create the servers with the code like this. Okay, all in the way of are all in the way of real time. Okay, so that is what you need to understand. And the final thing before concluding, so the services which we are going to offer is the lifetime recordings. You are going to get the recordings in this manner. Okay, so let me show you. So you're going to get the video, something like this. Every day over the YouTube, you're going to get the video just added like the session number. It just goes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that session. Every session, after the session, we're going to provide the videos over here, and those videos are lifetime recording. Okay, so lifetime you will get access to those and will not change any access. And online content, as I shown, everything is online. Okay, so the content whatever is needed is completely online, and we'll refer the tool documentation directly. No personal documentation from my side. I highly will not encourage that. I will not give any notes from my side. So because in real world you'll not have any notes. You have to grab the information from the tool. So that is what we do. Okay, so you need to change your practices. Okay, even though if you are an all-in-one guy, no, you have to become as a textbook guy. Okay, so because that is where you will find out the complete information, and that is what you need. And if you maintain all-in-one, you'll just limit it only to that particular part. You will never explore the remaining options. So at that, I don't want to do that. So anything we want to make it, we'll go to the tool documentation, Jenkins tool, Ansible tool, Terraform documentation. So anything, go to the tool, read the documentation and make it. Nothing from my side, but we write the examples. Examples are with you for reference. Okay, what all the examples we have written in our session, so those examples will be there and shared with you. Okay, so but no side documentation from me, no pocket guide. Okay, so don't do shortcuts will never lead a long-term benefits. All right, so next thing is you'll get a support from the Slack directly. So the Slack is looks like this. So something, so there is a channel actually. So you post a question, um, and I'll try to answer. So it's a simple chat channel, and any technical queries will be discussed here. Okay, so and you can see other questions as well, or if you are feeling a little bit shy and I don't want to talk in group, you can ping me personally also. So some people ping me personally. So this guy is a last year student actually. Okay, so he so he started talking from when, so this is August, right? So this guy is a last year student, but he joined sometime in Kubernetes as well. Came back and joined in Kubernetes. So this is the complete chart. Every month you take it, every almost day after day, or at least 15 days a week, 15 days a month, we'll definitely talk. Okay, so if you just ignore something also. So he put a question. He generally talk. Okay, so he want to do something in a company. He generally talks. Okay, so he want to do this inside the company. Um, so just trying to show he might feel bad. So he have two clusters he want to add to the environment. So now let's say, so here he just have some confusion on the ingress controller. So confused, I want to implement on the new Kubernetes project. Okay, I'm just asking because so he has some OpenShift. Yeah, this is for another project he's working. I'm just suggesting. Okay, so he want to use something, and I'm saying that hey, we are using this. Okay, look into that. It's all common conversation like how you do. So this chart is not limited. Okay, that's what you need to understand. Technically, no limitation, not stopping you anywhere. Okay, so this guy joined again Kubernetes course in February, so I think sometime in February, and that's where from then we're able to see the logs. But sometime even he might have put here. So these I think it will show only the last 10,000 messages only. It will not show more than that, but we'd be having definitely more. Total 10,000, I'm not sure. This Slack free version I'm using. Going up little bit, up. Let me go beyond February. It is there. It's coming. So somewhere, yeah, it's stopping January actually. January 6th, it is not showing me before to that. So unlock the prior messages before January 4th in this one. To do that, I have to pay the amount. I don't want to do that. Okay, so okay, that's fine. So it's a almost like 2-year-old channel. So I cannot pay basically. Okay, I cannot afford. So everyone have you double the fees in order to maintain this. Okay, so that's not possible. Okay, just keep in mind that so chat is not limited, so we can talk anything. Okay, so that's how our session goes completely. All right. So finally, we are going to take queries if you have any. Okay, so yeah, any questions you can unmute and talk, or else you can put it in the chat.
Hi.
Yes, Parmesh.
Yeah, send a message for you. Can you
If
solve?
I learn AWS, I get job in anywhere. If I learn DevOps, which tools I must I will learn. What is this?
Yeah.
Can you
Any
clarify the
important
question?
tools or I learn everyone, all tools.
So if you want to say DevOps, what are the tools I'm teaching? You have to learn them. No other option. Plus, along with this, at the end of the session, I'll tell some more tools as well. You have to go through this as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So this actually these tools are enough for 3 to 4 years experience, guy. Okay. If you are having three to
Okay.
4 years of experience, so these tools is more than enough. But if you are going more than
Okay.
that, if you want to put more than that experience in DevOps, you have to learn those things. But anyhow, we'll try to talk about those things in end of the sessions. Yeah,
Okay. It is full online session only you will take.
right. Online is
Total session.
better. Online is better. So you have a recording out there. You don't need to depend on anyone. You're online. If it is a classroom, if you have any doubt, you know the place where to go and find out the solution. But if it is online, right? So the solution is you're recording itself. You don't need to go anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Yeah. So here some other questions. Yeah.
Hi Raghu.
Yeah.
Is there any fast track batches you are going to take, or only say normal timings you are going to take on weekdays? I mean, Monday to Saturday.
Yeah. I take only daily sessions. It is Monday to Saturday. But
Okay.
fast track I don't recommend because it is a fundamental point that you cannot eat 7 days food in 2 days weekend. 5 days you cannot
Yeah.
survive.
Yes, of course, but there is some little confusion because of me, because I have little gone all these tools right now. So I'm looking for fast track. So I want to ping you personally and I want to talk with you. I will do after that. Okay.
Yeah, check with your organizer and try to
Yeah.
patch with me so that you can.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
So, what's the course duration?
It's going to be 2 months. It's a last bunch of tools. It takes 2 months to complete the course. And it is Monday to Saturday, every day 1.5 hours. And the timings would be starting from next Monday, 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. every day. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So I can see a bunch of questions actually. Timing for this batch, weekdays, I think I already answered. Tushar, how much DevOps is used in SAP world? SAP is completely different. Okay, so it's a separate platform all the way. So I'm not sure. I am little not aware on that area. Okay, so how SAP works also, other than some installations of SAP, those servers I haven't worked on much. I am not sure.
Hi, this is Rajesh.
Yeah. Yes, Rajesh, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, Rajesh, go ahead.
Actually, I'm actually of experience. Basically, a support background profile and SQL background as well. And last year, actually, I have taken the.
I
I read the.
lost.
I mean, the
I'm,
course. Sorry.
I'm losing. We are losing your
Hello.
voice. We're breaking. Your voice is
Just
coming in break.
yeah.
Last year?
You hear my ear now?
Yeah, last year you're saying something, right?
Yes, yes. Actually, last year, uh, I know the tools actually. But the thing is, when I'm attending an interview, hello.
I think it is sensor cutting. Last time also it is mute. This time also it is mute. Come again.
Just a moment. Hello. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Voice is clear, Prajesh, but it is becoming gap in between. I think internet connection is slow. Yeah, tell me once again.
Uh,
Do one thing. Put it on the chat. Put it on the chat.
uh,
I'll read out your question. Put it on the chat.
could you please share me your number so that I can talk?
Like check with your organizer. They can patch me up. Okay. So yeah.
On the way to attend one interview. Yeah, I'll talk later. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Or put your question on the chat.
Yeah.
We have some time. I'll read out your question.
Raghu, this is Mohammed here.
Yeah.
How are you? I just have a basic question. Is there any batch you are going to start on the evening time, or
No
it's only
evenings. No. Only
uh,
mornings, because I'm a working
okay?
guy. I have to go to office.
Yeah, of
Going into the
course. Okay.
office, timing is in my hand, but coming out of the office is not in my hand. So
Yeah, sure.
even I'm doing a lot of struggle actually in Kubernetes. Kubernetes I'm taking evenings, so a lot of gaps comes actually. So some issue. Don't know. Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah. There are some questions on the chat. So in this batch, AWS include, yes, AWS is also included in this batch, and we talk about even in a better way using Terraform. So that is what it is. And how long the duration is 2 months. And if you learn Groovy, so I think Rishi. So do I need to learn Groovy and Python and other some stuff as well? It's as simple as that. Okay, if you put more tools into your profile, more jobs you can apply and more salary you'll get it. That's all, as simple as that. I'm not saying that stop here. Okay, so whatever you learn here from me, and after that you have the things to learn as well. Okay, even for me also there are a lot of things to learn as well. Okay, from years I'm trying to struggle to learn the Hadoop part, yet I'm not succeeded completely. Okay, so not even partially. So it takes time. Okay, we should not stop anywhere, and we should still proceed. Yeah, you have to do that, and you do that better. It's good. It's good thing. Stopping learning, I'm not stopping anywhere. I'm not saying that I'm giving you the 100% of the requirements of what market needs. It matches everywhere. No. So we're trying to talk about, as I already told you, a bigger area. We're trying to play a small role, right? So kind of thing approach. So we are just picking up the tools which are widely used in the market. We're bagging those things. With those, at initially you can survive, but not in a long term. Again, long term you have to learn again. You have to do that. No other option. And some other questions as well. Prasanna is asking Rajesh in between. So is there any link between AWS and DevOps? As I already told you, right? So cloud is now inevitable with DevOps. And one more thing, I see a lot of people learn AWS course and feeling bad that they're not getting job. And that is true. You'll not get job. How can you get a job by doing a AWS simple associate course? You'll do only associate course only. You'll never end up going 5-level courses actually. So you have a DevOps course at the fifth certification is DevOps course. Now, if you do that, yes, you'll find out a job, but only associate course, you'll not get it. And that's of no use. And you should really realize that, so why, I created a server in Amazon. I'm able to do that. I know, can't a fifth class student do that? Fifth standard student can do that. Even I think, my sister's sons are able to do that actually. So who is doing fifth class, sixth class, so they're playing with the cloud technologies. Okay, so and they're doing YouTube also, YouTubing also. It's funny. Okay, everyone is able to do with simple things, but that's not the way actually use it in the real time. Okay, it's completely different. So you'll see the difference actually. And so AWS is always an add-on. Okay, it's not a job. Basically, it's a role. It's not a role. It's a simple add-on to a particular role. Like how earlier, if you know from sysadmin background, like how shell scripting is basically an add-on to your profile. Middleware shell scripting is a profile. Okay, kind of thing, right? So that's how these are all add-ons. Okay, AWS is an add-on. And Prasanna, so I don't have any coding background. as an ETL tester. Okay, so that's fine. So what all you needed, we start the course with a layman. We just start with a single command and we'll end up with all these things. So we should be able to understand. That's will. What all you need, I will take care. Okay, what all I'm expecting from you is a simple practice from your side. Efforts from your side is what you have to keep, and what all the things need to given to you, I will take care. No problem. And 7:30 a.m. is the correct timing. Yes, correct. And so Mahesh, I don't have any schedule basically. So I'm very bad at that because it goes with Monday to Saturday without most of the breaks. That is no issues. But topic wise, I don't have any schedule at all. Okay, so because I always change the order. I always change the order. So you see this. So in this course, I started with intros, project documents, shell scripts, Ansible pull, and started New Relic and ELK. Okay, let me go to batch 38. How I teached. So if you just come down, so intro, sample, demo, shell script, that's fine. Ansible pull, and I talked about ELK and Terraform and then Jenkins. So how about previous 39? 39 I talked about okay, ELK, Terraform I talked about, and again something, so Mav and Jenkins. In between some other came up. Okay, so I always jumble the topics. Basically I don't follow any PPTs or any order, so we always talk about something based on the people questions, we'll move on. Okay, so it's like a driven through as a situation based. Okay, so that's where I cannot provide you an exact schedule. Okay, but it is 7:30 to 9 o'clock Indian time every day morning. So you just decode to your time zones, the same timing. And some other questions as well. So there is a different types of jobs. Which one is better? Different types of jobs in DevOps? I don't think so. What you're trying to ask, I'm not sure. So, and then I see DevOps more dealing about servers and deployment process. Do I need to know networking concept? Network is very basic. You need to know. So as a fundamental, you need to know how the things are working, at least connecting, at least those things are enough. Okay, so that's fine. But network is always always been a different part. It never been involved into any other profile. Networking is always been networking. So that has to be that way only. So we don't need to have any network certifications or network device configurations, nothing. So we do take care of load balancer configurations and all, but those are pretty simple. You will understand that. And so not during the end of the course completion, you will go with the starting itself, will go with the course based product based course itself. So not at the end of the session, we don't go with the any project. From day one, it will be product based approach only. So and Tushar, I'm from management background with PMP and CSM certification. Logical to extend my background. Yes, it's good. Actually, you can get into DevOps related projects with this particular tools knowledge. It's good thing even for you. Okay, so so I finished Red Hat past 2 years back. Current I'm working for desktop support background only. So probably you need to go for yeah, DevOps is good thing. You cannot die in DevOps. You cannot die in desktop. You have to come out, right? So desktop will not have much future. So DevOps is a good thing for you. You can. And are these scripts etc were sharing on the screen downloadable and you can try them? Yes, Qureshi, yes you can. And yeah, so anyone, any other questions, you can unmute and talk. Krishna Mohan, I think I have not muted you. You can unmute actually in your mobile. I think you joined on mobile, I see. So you can unmute and talk.
Hi Rajesh.
Yes, Parmesh.
I have passed Red Hat for 2 years before. After Red Hat, I no,
yeah,
I would
okay.
answer just now.
Okay.
After Red Hat, I still working in desktop support only. Okay. I not changed my job, but currently working in the desktop support only. Which background I choose for next current technology?
What do you have in mind?
I mine in for any cloud, but Azure or AWS. It's okay
Okay,
for
so
both of
why DevOps?
because the DevOps is a coding based work right now.
Who told cloud is not
No,
code based
someone
work?
told me DevOps is must to learn for Python. That's why asking.
No, no, you're wrong. Okay, so I did my Red Hat certification course back in 2007. Okay, it's Red Hat
Okay.
3 version that time. Okay, I haven't stopped
Okay.
there. I'm here. Okay, so and I have my friends. So if I compare their packages, mine package is 3x package. Okay, so if I'm learning 10 lakhs, I'm earning 30 lakhs. And just an example I'm giving. Okay, so if you want to
Okay.
learn only 10 lakhs, you can go still be on the Red Hat area. Or if you want to explore technology, more opportunities, more salaries, more future, DevOps is the right approach, not the cloud. Let me correct you. Cloud is not the correct for you. So cloud will not give you anything. It's other than an add-on. As you're a Linux admin, you can put a cloud technology. You might find out some jobs, only some, but not many. But if you put DevOps
Okay.
with cloud, you'll find many. As simple as that.
Okay. Okay. I could learn for DevOps with cloud.
Cloud, yeah. So
You are
Python,
telling.
Python can be
Okay.
used or not used. It all depends upon the project. Everywhere you cannot use Python. Okay, as
Okay.
simple as that. Okay, so but shell scripting is mandatory for anything. So we are actually trying to cover that. And Python, you learn it. I'm not stopping you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah. So and one more thing actually. So who all can I miss this particular point actually during the my presentation? Who all can get into this particular course? So who all can be So who all can get into this particular course is that we have some roles, right? So middleware, sysadmin, database, QA guys, build and release guys, and the business analysts, and server support guys, and sysadmin guys, or desktop support guys. All these guys are welcome to this particular course without any issue. And other background, if you are coming from, like even like we have an example like PMP guy. So yes, he can go for this particular course and he can deal with the projects of agile projects which are running with DevOps as well, and probably he need to do some other course which is agile certification course. Apart from that, yeah, it's fine. Okay, so you can come into this particular area, or even other backgrounds if you are like SAP or someone. So you will be no you can, if you are doing some manual work, and you can use these particular tools in terms of that automation. If you want to use, yes, these tools can help you in doing the automation that you can take care by using this knowledge. And apart from that, any other guy who choose, yes, DevOps is good in market, because you're here because DevOps is in good in market. Yes, DevOps is good in market. Even I am saying that. So so whether you learn, whether you survive or not, that capability you have to question to yourself. Okay, don't ask me can I, because that question goes to you only. Okay, so in my perspective, I came from sysadmin middleware background. When so when I thought of, see, it came to me as a fate. I started using tools. I'm from the day when I'm an automated guy kind of thing. It came to me, but I never thought like so if I put a question to can I, why can't I? Okay, I will give a try, and if I can, I'll try. If I not, an experience comes into back, right? So that thing. Okay, so that doesn't mean actually it doesn't go well. So can I means if you try hard, you can. That's all, as simple as that. Yeah, any other questions? Krishna Mohan, not sure. Krishna, from my side it is not muted you. I think you unmuted.
Hey,
Yeah,
am I audible now?
yeah,
Hey, Raghu. Sorry for that. Like, I'm trying from couple of
no
couple of
problem.
minutes to catch up.
Yeah.
So thanks for the introduction for DevOps. It's really great. And my only question is like, I'm currently working as a front-end engineer now, and I'm here to know about DevOps. The only reason, like, because my customer is moving to AWS environment.
Mhm.
So they want us to be in the part of the process. So I don't want to be no man there. So I want to involve in the process. So my only question is, today my customer, like my client, is really want to move to AWS environment. Like since I'm learning the DevOps from you, tomorrow if he wants to change his mind and he wants to move to Azure or any other cloud service from AWS, So the same DevOps process will be useful for any cloud system, or it's completely different?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's only the cloud related approaches will be changed. The process remains same. Okay. So as simple as that. The tools
Okay.
are not the tools, basically the services which you consume from Amazon with Azure is different. Only that related
Okay.
tool, that related services related things will change, but the background
Mhm.
relays background, so background still relies same, because the customer going into Amazon cloud, he will not change the product. The same product will be there on the Azure as well, because it is his product. So that part actually still remains same. And apart, yeah, DevOps
Okay.
as well.
Okay, sounds good. So, my following question is like, let's say like my customer really opted AWS environment and set up all his infrastructure and other ecosystem on the AWS. So is that so simple to just move on to a different cloud system, like just like that, or it's like a cost effective, or no, totally a game changer? So what kind of thing it is?
So my personal experience is, from past 2 years, actually, we want to lift shift our platform from Amazon to Google Cloud. Initially, we thought Azure. We did some POCs on Azure, but at least I can say, like, so decent months, like 15 to 16 months of time, we are actually trying to lift shift from Amazon to Google Cloud. Not even a single service moved there. Yeah, as simple as that.
Okay.
Not
So
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 easy.
it's pretty difficult, right? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty difficult. Yeah. So
Okay.
while
So my
choosing
only
itself,
point is like, no, setting my career, like, no, see, as a front end developer, like I am very happy with my technology and it's growing. But so adding this is very important to my career. So I'm just like choosing and evaluating myself.
it is really important for the developer as well, because he can do a lot of his work actually, rather than relying on the operations guy. As I mentioned, everyone is a single team, right? So yeah,
Correct. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, so coming to the Linux, so how good we have to be in Linux? Like, since I'm pretty much new, like I can say I have no knowledge in the Linux. So, do I need to really brush up, or like, do I need to take some classes apart from the normal process?
See, it's all commands. What you want. See, even is your UI also, you haven't backed up everything and you go to the development, right? So whatever you need, you go and search and understand it and
Yep.
use it. The same way Linux as
Okay.
well. You want to do something, you understand the command, or you need to learn know about the command. Go to Google and type it out there. But some commands will be there, some 40, 50 commands. So you will get used to those commands over a period of time, like with
Okay.
just using them. That's all. Apart from that, nothing. And whatever we are doing, whatever I have done, years back, like some guy. Okay, so just saying, like 2 years back, he did the certification. He doesn't know anything. What I learned, 12 years back or 11 years back, that time Linux, and what these guys are learning nowadays in Linux, it's 90% cutoff. They don't know anything at all. What is behind the scene? Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
that's how the market
Okay.
has evolved, and we don't need it. We don't need it. Okay, earlier I built a server, and so I need to maintain that server, and so if any issues, I have to resolve that issue. That's where the skill, experience, and everything should come into picture. But today I'm not doing it. So if a server is gone, I'll just throw it away. I'll remove it and launch a new server with all the automation comes up. Everything, the server launches up everything in 5 minutes, rather than hours of troubleshooting that old server. Okay, the trend is changing. No need. Yeah,
Okay.
in cloud, a lot of things changes. Yeah.
Oh,
Hey Raghu, this
all
is
right.
Tushar here.
Yes, Tushar.
Hi, I have a quick question. So I used to be in software development, but then a lot of development gets outsourced to India. So I've moved to management. I want to know how much DevOps jobs are getting outsourced to India. Is it a lot, or is it something which is still being done from the US?
So
No, I mean,
that's
give me a frank opinion. I mean, there's nothing wrong, things getting
yeah, nothing
outsourced, but
wrong.
yeah, yeah.
See, today most of the companies runs on Sun model. Okay, hope you know Sun model, right? Sun support model.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 12 hours of business should be on the onshore, 12 hours of business on the offshore. So people trying to make distributed way of approach. So outsource will be there, and as well as doesn't mean 100% cutover as well. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, got it. Thanks.
Yeah.
I have a question, Raghu. So within the organization, so how many DevOps engineers would they hire?
That depends upon how big your application is and how work you have. Okay, so if you have more work, more engineers, or let's say one sysadmin, sorry, 2 to 3 developers are there, and I think one engineer is enough, or I can say like 3:1 ratio in general.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to know about.
Yeah.
And I'm into SQL BI, and I do not know anything about DevOps or Linux.
Yeah, so we will take care of that everything.
We just moved all our applications to cloud, and I'm getting very much interested to learn more about the cloud.
Sure. What all is needed, we'll take care. No issues about the course. So the rest of the things, all I need to do, all I'm expecting from you, your sides is practice. That's all. Rest I'll take care. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? Hope I have dragged so much. Any other questions? You don't need to feel shy. You can ask. I think there is a question actually, I missed it here. So how different is DevOps on-premises versus AWS? So DevOps tools remain same. So if you have cloud, use such options. If you are using your local servers, you use such options. That's all. As simple as that. But the business remains same. Your DevOps is still same. Yeah. Yeah. Someone was asking something else.
How much of hands-on labs will you be covering, Raghu?
Everything is lab only. Everything is lab. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll drive through a project. So you also take the same project and start doing the practice, and whatever the outcome I bought it, you also should bought it, because I know the things I'll be hitting the direct point. So you might be a new guy, so you will be missing some small things. So you have to correct them with the practice, and you also should be learning with that particular part.
Right. And do we have to have the AWS free-tier account? Is it for this or for the course?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So Rajesh, I missed anything? Yeah, some 10 years of gap with my engineering. What did I get my opportunities? So what you're doing 10 years, if you say that, so that might help you. I'm not sure. Can you unmute and talk if you are okay? Rajesh, Nalala, can you unmute and talk? Or anyone in the meanwhile, any other questions?
How much of Kubernetes are you going to cover?
So the thing which we require for delivering our application with CI/CD. So what our course goal is, we try to do 2 types of deployment strategies. One is rolling update, and another one is blue-green deployments. 2 types of deployments, which is most used in the web application world. We'll try to approach that, and the same thing will be done on the platform as well.
Okay, that means you will be using Kubernetes in the sessions, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also we'll be consuming the service directly from Amazon. We don't set up Kubernetes cluster, like install cluster and everything. So we'll just make it very simple, and we'll take a service directly from Amazon, and we'll try to hit Amazon. Like how we're taking a server, you're hitting Amazon and taking the server, as simple as that. You're getting it, right? You're not doing about installations and things like that. Kubernetes also goes the same way. We'll hit the service rather than installations and things like that. So that we usually take care on a different course as well. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. So mainframe, you're you're outdated. You have to come out any cost. You don't have any option. DevOps is better, I can say. Yeah.
So,
If you are from main, yeah, go
hi.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm on the other side of the world. So my first question is, when you say 7:30 to 9:30 Indian time, I'm on the instant time. So what? So is that gonna be 10 o'clock or 10:30?
Yeah, let me give the.
It's 10:30 EST.
Okay.
So you have this time converter, you can convert into any zone. So you can just, you're in East, right? So
Yes.
So every day the session is morning 7:30. That is going to be 9:30 to 9:30 to here it is. No, not 9:30, 10 o'clock. 7:30, right? So for your time it is 10 o'clock to 10 p.m. to 11:30 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then my second question is actually, how do you send the video out? Do you send it to the organizers or you send it directly to the student's email address?
Yeah, I'll send it to recipient's email, and you don't need to go worry about email as well. You will get directly on the YouTube. I'll create a playlist like this. So this is a batch playlist, which is some
Awesome.
DevOps 39.
Awesome.
Everything
Awesome.
there. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Sorry, I'll the last question. How
No
do we
problem.
in terms of labs, you said we're gonna use AWS environment directly, so that's mean we're gonna create accounts and all of that.
Exactly. You have to create an account and you have to create your own environment in your own account.
And you're gonna send guidance as well too.
Everything will be taken care in the sessions.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, all right. No questions. The session starts from Monday and we'll send out the emails accordingly to everyone. So Monday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern time is we're going to have the session. Okay. So thank you and see you on Monday.
Thank you.
Harish, you're saying something?
Raghu, this is Rajesh.
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah, Raghu.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Rajesh Nalala. Actually, I have a gap of 10 years.
Uh-huh.
So how can I fill my gap? That's what I'm asking.
What I asked is what you had in these 10 years, what you did in 10 years.
I have
Anything
a business. I have a business in Vijayawada. So we have to look over it. So
completely
I just want
no-way
to. I know SQL. I know. Actually, I worked for 6 months in Hexamer Technology in Chennai for contract-based on MSBA.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing in my career.
Okay, so I'm not sure, like, if you're coming from some background, it would be easier. Complete, or at least 4 or 5 years also fine, but 10 years, like, I am not sure how can you fill it up. Okay, but I'll okay, so you have to keep a fake experience, obviously. Of course, you have to do that. But so to that extent, so preparing this course might not be enough. So I can give you some more tools and courses as well, what you have to do after this course. So with complete skill set, yes, you can go with that particular one. So only this might not be 10 years DevOps, you cannot say, because 10 years back it was not there.
Yeah, actually, can I fill my gap?
Who's that?
Teaching.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you can see. That's all depends upon the recruiter. So some managers will consider that, some managers will not consider it. Okay, it's all depends. So somewhere you'll get lucky. So if I am the recruiter, I would consider, or so because you have teaching experience, so that means probably we can use it in your some presentations and so some sessions kind of thing. You'll be good at that, right? So in the skill set perspective, so we can use it little apart from your job as well, and we might so offer you with less salary in the sense not as much as the skill set in the market, probably some kind of some negotiation we can do, because you have this that kind of thing. If you are able to prove yourself that to me, that I will definitely do that. It all depends upon the person who recruits you. I cannot say that so straightforward this will happen or this will not happen. It's all mind of people's mindset.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, all right. So
Raghu, I have a question. Like you said.
Go ahead.
Sorry for the last
Go ahead.
one question. So you're telling like you will be using AWS. So I just wanted to ask you, will you be doing an installation as a part of this course, like Jenkins?
Yeah, tools will be
doing the
taken care
installation
of.
or take software as a service from the AWS directly?
No. Tools, what all the tools we have other than Kubernetes, everything will take care. No problem. Okay. So, yeah. So no worries. We'll take a server from Amazon and everything will be set up on the servers. And then wherever possible, we'll consume this or start using the services as well, putting the tool aside. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll see you back on Monday. Thank you and see you on Monday. Bye.